So, hi and welcome everyone to DRG Paid League of Season 10 $100. So, today's date, 12th of September. Obviously, we will be heading off straight into Erangel. But let me just get back. All right. Okay, so that was a little bit of a technical issue over there, but rest to it is completely sorted. It's your girl JLo one more time, well, rather after a long, long time back into the Sri Lankan casting platform. So, welcome everyone to DRG's paid league of season 10. We'll be kicking things off with obviously, Erangel, and then obviously we're gonna move into Miramar, Rondo. Well, that's a really good special map. We're gonna see aggressive as well as progressive rush gameplays throughout, and then we'll be moving into Miramar and Erangel one more time. So heading straight into the map of Erangel, we can see we are down with 21 teams and 83 remaining. You can see Team X4s are going towards their usual drop locations, which would be in Mansion. And let's see who would be able to get the first knock, the first blood in the first few seconds itself. So I think, when it comes to the first match, obviously each and every one of the teams are thriving to, play it very safely rather than, going for quick rush gameplays. So, but regardless, the odds could be in relevant particular team's favor. So we can see most definitely, there's gonna be fights perhaps around in farm. That's for certain. I think it's gonna be between the KSG girls versus. Let's take a closer view, guys. The first knock has been taken out, and we can see there's definitely gonna be a fight in Rozok school as well, most definitely around the southern side of Judge Bowl as well. And however, Team Untake is in a really good position today. Not many teams around them, so they have ample time, to loot around and to perhaps stay low and play kind of safe towards the end. So let's see, guys, who would be able to get the first um blood, though. We're still stagnant with 21 teams and 81 remaining, meaning it was just a knock. However, we can see Team TLQs and FRS have lost one of their members already. And here it is, guys. Mavericks is going against the T4s over here. Origins Esports over here. And can see Team DXB as well. Now, having a fight, especially around in, Water City, is gonna be very, very hard because imagine moving around in the water. Meanwhile, you're getting shot from, each and every corner. A beautiful spray over here by Zero. However, only a couple of shots being connected and Zero being knocked out over here. And then this is gonna be very disadvantageous for Zero, given, none of his team members actually next to or close to him. So let's see what sort of approach we're going to witness from Team Origins Esports. Still, however, stagnant with 21 teams, and Memo seems to be unavailable at the moment. Right, so let's take a closer view into the whereabouts of the positions over here, and we can see DXBs rushing in here to confirm the elimination over here. And down goes Japana, guys. A beautiful spray over here. And here it is. AJ being knocked out. And simultaneously, we can see Origins Esports versus DXB Club is going at it, guys. 1 against 1. We can see DXB Sean has already secured 2 elimination points, and AJ is being revived at the moment. We can see VX is going against Team 1Bs, I believe. Being knocked out. And that's a beautiful color palette when it comes to the leaderboard. Alright, so you can see DXBs have already secured 3 eliminations, guys. It's gonna be the last man standing for Team Origins, which would be our DC member Memo. I'm not quite certain if he's still DC. Oops, I just saw some little bit of movements over there. I think Memo is back alive to his feet, guys. Now, this is not gonna be good for Memo, given that, the situation doesn't look nice on him. And we can see L7's taking knocks and also eliminating one of the members of FIFAs, and down goes Memo. Last man standing for Origins Esports was not able to secure the odds against Team DXB, and the first team to be eliminated early on is Team Origins. And with that, the next team being eliminated would be Team FRS. So we are down to just 19 teams and 70 alive. Mind you guys, we're still in stage 1, so let's see how many teams we would be standing with when it comes to stage 2. Most definitely, I feel like teams are not going in for rush over here. Then and there itself, Legit Sevens have already conquered a squad down. But look at that, ISSL NRCs overlooking into like a hawk looking at its prey. Overlooking into Legit Sevens or locations over here, and we can see VX is actually taking out T4s, and simultaneously Mavericks is going against Akazaz as well. Now let's take a closer view into the bombardings that's happening in the fields of southern side of Georgetown, if I'm not mistaken. Ashi over here taking another spray over here. Almost had the opponents and confirming Apex simultaneously. So we are down with 3 eliminations for Team VX Esports, I believe. So Team T4's last man standing would be 4K Rio. Let's see, 4K Rio would be going against the whole squad. Or will he be trying to play it safe? Seems like, from looks of it, he's trying to play it safe. Meanwhile, we can see Akazes going against the TGRs over here and ISSLs. Not going into a fight at the moment anytime sooner. Alright, so we can see 2B Esports conquering Rozok. WP2B, okay. I think they might go against Sons of Lons anytime soon. I feel like Sons of Lons have already discovered their locations, and the fight is on, guys. Aiming straight at the single guy who's gonna be it's not gonna be nice for him if he does what. A beautiful grenade, but also simultaneously knocking him out as well. And with that, we can see he has been eliminated completely early on. And Team LF Akaze has been eliminated in hashtag 19. So we are down to just 18 teams and 63 alive. But meanwhile, we got the 2Bs coming straight at Sons of Lons, guys. And a beautiful spray over here by Man, taking out 2 members at the same time. Speak about the gunpowder. So solo man standing for 2B, either break it or make a call. Let's see who's gonna be, guys. 2Bs versus Sons of Lons. It's gonna be a 1 versus down, and down goes Badass as well. I mean, down goes Star Boys as well. So with that, team 2B has been eliminated in hashtag 18th position. Now the rest is not guaranteed for Sons of Lons, because here comes another squad straight at them. You can see ISS's going against VEs, and here it is DXBs. How many DXB squads? Alright, so Sons of Lons Man versus DXB's Luffy, and Luffy goes down, but simultaneously we can see Man, he's also in like half of his HP as well. Confirming 5 eliminations total for Sons of Lons. So I believe they should be ahead of the leaderboard when it comes to the elimination points. Meanwhile, we can see Mini being knocked out and confirmed as well. However, we're still stagnant with 17 teams. It's going to be a 3 versus 3 situation here at Rozok. you are witnessing the ultimate battle between Sons of Lawns versus the DXVs, guys. Now, who would be able to walk away safely from the chaos that we are actually witnessing right now? Would it be Sons of Lawns or would it be Team DXVs? Drop your early predictions down below in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and show your support for the 17 teams that are currently alive right now. We can see TLQ's taking a knock over there, and L7's taking out VEs as well. Toxic being knocked out over here. I don't think they were really aware as to where exactly Kamis was. A beautiful rotation over here by Kamis. VEs are definitely not in a good position over here in farms, guys. I don't think this position at farms is really, a good call to make, given the surroundings are very, very suspiciously dangerous. You can see last man standing for VE Esports would be Pega. So let's see what sort of gameplay we're about to witness by Pega, and ISSL's being eliminated in hashtag 17th position. So Legit Sevens, I don't think they're really aware of Pega's locations as of now. And with that, the Rozok chaos have already ended, guys. DXB is being eliminated in the 16th position, and we're down to last 15 teams with 46 remaining. Alright, so it's gonna be a battle between Legit Sevens versus Team VXs. Now, none of the teams have, down goes Snake, last man standing for VE. VE Pega over here confirming the elimination as well. A beautiful gameplay of, patience, I would say. Right, so we're still stagnant with 15 teams and 45 remaining, and meanwhile we can see EQZs coming right behind VXs as well. It's not going to be a good position given that they are out in the open as well. Alrighty, so I think EQZ is actually taking a really good position, looking into any possible variables on where they could collectively go for an aggressive moment of fire. And here it is, the shots are being fired. I think the VXs are really not sure as to where the positions whereabouts are. Right, so we can see RLX is over here, still at, I believe, should be on top of farm. Now, depending on where the zone actually shrinks is the question as to where the teams would be heading to as well. Some of the teams might be trying to play it safe in the first few rounds, and some of the teams may actually go aggressively, aiming straight for the kill points. We can see number 1 Esports over here and L7 Esports securing 7 eliminations in total. Now, if you take a look at the leaderboard, we can definitely see Team Sons of Lawns are leading the top of the leaderboard with a total of 8 points, and EQZs with 4 points, L7s with 7 points, and VXs and VEs with 3 points each. The fight is the real between VX Esports versus EQZs. Callum being knocked out. Jana and Cracks, it is for them to save the day, and Cracks goes down, guys, with the team EQZ has been completely eliminated in the 15th position. What a wipe that we just witnessed over there. And with the team VX Esports leading the leaderboard with a total of 7 elimination points along with L7. I think that was actually a table turn of events. There was so much of advantage for EQZ to flip the table over there. However, the odds completely played its table out there, and hence the position team was able to walk away alive from the chaos we witnessed. Now moving on to Sons of Lawns POV over here, I think they might most probably go against RLXs, but not anytime sooner. Is still stagnant with 14 teams and 40 remaining. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and show your support for the teams that are actively participating today. Alright, so one hit might most probably go against LF EQZs. However, Dila doesn't take any chances and moves away slowly but comes back again over here. I think trying to get the confirmation of a couple of eliminations and a spray over here by Lila. However, doesn't connect the opposition, and we can see one hit Wolf taking out Storm EQZs. We're still stagnant with 14 teams and 39 remaining. Alright, so Storm being knocked out and Octane in his last health as well. Just last 3 men standing for Team EQZs. We can see Asterix over here. A couple of shots at Elena as well. Sorry, Octane. And the health, however, he was able to survive, and we can see Sadia being knocked out as well. Wolf over here taking a complete fight on his own, guys, regardless of, without his teammates' help. I think he's at Asterix, and a nade connects beautifully against Asterix. A beautiful nade being executed over here by Wolf. So last man standing for Team LFEQZ Esports. Might have to really think if it's gonna be a break or a save day, and they aim it, to play it safe. However, Storm was not able to, stay ahead of the game, given that he was in his last HP as well. Octane was, however, able to somehow make it out alive. And with that, last man standing for EQZ will be rushed by one hit over here. Dila and Grigor taking positions as to where they would be able to locate the last man for Team LF EQZs. Let's see if the grenade connects. Now, meanwhile, we've also got so many other teams surrounding this very location as we speak. Dila in his last HP, I think the grenade actually did connect him somewhat. The grenades after grenades over here being executed by Octane. And Aiki being knocked out over here by 4S's, and Sane as well by Scout. A beautiful spray over here by Octane against Grigor. Let's see if the grenade connects. Almost had him over there. It's gonna be a grenade versus grenade, and Octane another knock. And knock after knock, and also confirming the eliminations. Now I think RLX is actually cross-checking if the decision was right in here, rushing the solo man. And here it is, guys. Here comes Octane. I don't think he's aware that Dila was right next to him, and with that, a beautiful team execution by RLXs. So with that, Team LF EQZs have been eliminated in hashtag 14th position, and we're down to last 13 teams with just 31 remaining. Now if you take a look at the leaderboard, Sons of Lon still stays ahead of the game, a total of 8 elimination points. Teams, I think only just one team is out of the zone, and the rest of the teams are already heading towards the safer location. Now the northern side of the safe zone looks pretty heavily congested. However, the latter part of the safe circle seems to be very safe, to be quite frank. And with the TLQs are using the very much advantage they could to get into the mid of the safe zone. Now the safe zone is gonna be very ironically dangerous, guys, because it's gonna fall right into the mid of the bridge. So teams may really need to come up with the best solutions, the best put out the best gameplays out here. Now we can see VXs might have to go against the two oppositions rather, leading with a total of 7 elimination points so far. The TLQs are holding their positions right in the middle of the bridge. Now that's a really good call over there. However, they need to be very vigilant of their surroundings. One wrong move and it's going to be the end for them. We can see Team Weather Papa's Oscar taking out number 1 villain and confirming the elimination as well. And with that, Oscar being knocked out by Venom. What? Was that another Venom? Alright, so Oscar being knocked out here as well, and we can see Blitz Esports over here. Okay, freeze Gyro, and Gyro getting a couple of shots over here, and down goes Gyro by Scout over here. Right, so Oscar being confirmed as well by Venom. You see VX is going against one hit now. Grigor being knocked out and Wolf being knocked out as well. Grigor being confirmed, and with that, Team where the Papa has been eliminated as well. And we're down to 12 teams with just 25 remaining. Now, definitely Team VX and Souls are actually leading the leaderboard. Luzuma being knocked out over here. Total of 8 elimination points for both the teams, and VX Esports going against Team Untakers. Taking out Aiki as well. VX Esports definitely aiming for the safe zone right now. I think, Pega is still surviving regardless of what has had happened. However, in his last HP as well. Now TLQ Esports are definitely having the advantage over here, guys. Holding in the middle of the zone, and Aladdin was able to get the Ooh! I think none of the shots are being actually connected though. Alrighty, so we can see the two teams that were leading the leaderboard will be going against one another. However, VXs are leading at the moment with a total of 11 points and one hit being eliminated in hashtag 11th position. Team B is last man. Pega has been spotted and he'll be eliminating in the 10th position. So we're down to 9 teams, 8 teams rather. Team Legit L7's being eliminated as well in the 9th position. Team X4 is being eliminated in the 8th position. We're down to last 17 and 16 remaining. The fight is surreal in the last zone of stage 6 of the safe zone. In about 50 seconds, we'll be closing into the next stage of the zone. And here it is, guys, a 1v1 situation. Beautiful shot over here. Souls being executed by Team VX Esports. VXs are definitely having their luck today, guys. Sons of Lon's last man standing would be Man over here. The Man would definitely need the prayers for him, given that he's the last man, and getting into the zone is not gonna be easy because a lot of teams will be heading towards the safe zone, and it's not gonna be easy for either of these teams. We can see Scout is having a beautiful shot over there by over 99 Trixie, and with that they were able to secure 4 eliminations so far. Team Blitz being eliminated in the 7th position. When we are down to last 6 teams, Sons of Lons gonna go against the beautiful shot over here with the DBS, confirming the elimination as well. And with that, they're leading with 11 points as well. And another shot over here by Team VX's, eliminating VX by Sons of Lons. Last man standing. I mean, they do say the last man could also be very dangerous. That was definitely witnessed over here by Marn for Team Soul. So we're down to last 4 teams, guys. TLQ, B6, number 1, and T4s. Who do you think would be able to walk away with this first chicken dinner for the DRG's Paid League Season 10? So many 2 teams with solos and just 1 team B6s with 3-man power, and TLK is leading with just a duo over here. Now the zone is very damaging. Danny was not able to withstand it, and with that he got his team eliminated in the 4th position. Now regardless, we're down to just 3 teams and 6 remaining. Solo, a duo, and a 3-man power squad as well. Now the B6s are holding on to a really good position over here. So does the TLQs. The concern here is for Team T4s. Let's see how the solo man would be able to approach this situation. Is it gonna be, a safe gameplay? Would he be going in for a heal battle? We're never gonna know. The masked man is in a really good position, holding on to a particular vehicle. I call it usually the cockroach, but yeah. Right, so TLQ Esports leading with a total of 6 eliminations so far. Now, if we take a look at the probability of, the chicken dinners, we can see B6 is holding on to the large percentage of 49%, TLQs with 36%, and T4s with 15%. Masked Man got his vehicle destroyed, unfortunately. And 4K Rio being eliminated, guys. So with that, Team T4s has been eliminated in hashtag 3. He was actually spotted. How quite unfortunate. Alright, so it's gonna be a duo versus a three-man power squad. Let's see who would be able to get the chicken dinner. Would it be Team TLQ Esports or would it be Team B6? Drop your early predictions down in the comments down in the live chat below. Let us know which team you are rooting for. Grenades after grenades are being thrown, and Jade in his last HP almost had him over there. Let's see if Aladdin would be able to connect Jade with a beautiful nade that he's about to execute. And it almost does him some sort of damage. Unfortunately, he was able to walk away from the damage he was about to witness. You can see Woods, and here it is, guys. Scout coming. The rush is surreal. Jade has been knocked out over here. Let's see the confirmation, and yes, the confirmation has been taken as well. It's gonna be a duo versus a duo situation. Team TLQ versus Team B6. Who would be able to walk away with the first chicken dinner, guys? TLQ Scout being knocked out. It's gonna be a 2v1 situation now. Woods, Maskman versus Aladdin. Let's see what sort of approach Aladdin is about to witness. You can see a lot of smoke pathways being created as well. Scout moving into the revive over here. See, and the spray coming over here by against Woods. Somehow was able to, secure the revive over here. Grenades after grenades being thrown at almost had him over there. However, does not do any damage whatsoever. Maskman, I feel like, he's aiming for a heal battle, so it's gonna be completely Woods to save or break the day. Couple of throwables being used as well. Now in a situation like this, using throwables is the best method, and Woods doesn't look in a good situation. Here it is, guys. Scout versus Woods, and Scout was able to get the 1v1, guys. It's gonna be a 2v1 situations. The roles are changing, the tables are changing time to time. Now, however, Maskman is in a really good position given that he has the vehicle to his cover as well, and the zone is into his hands as well. Alright, so it's gonna be a duo versus a solo. Would it be Team TLQ? Would it be Team B6? Drop your early predictions down in the comments down below, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and show your support. We can see Scout rushing in for the fight over here, and Maskman trying to get the fight in as well. However, we can see Team TLQ Scout's team member, however, is giving the support, the cover fire that Scout requires. And here it is, the 1v1 situation we are about to witness. Scout versus Maskman versus Aladdin. Let's see, guys. Maskman rushing in, using the vehicle for his best interest, and here it is, 1v1 situation. Who would be able to get the chicken dinner? And there you have it, a fantastic performance over here by TLQ Esports. Well done, well played. Alright, so let's give it up one more time for Team TLQ Esports. The last moment was fantastic, a fantastic gameplay that we witnessed from a duo's perspective. Scout and Aladdin, the best performance that they had given so far for the day. So with that, they were able to secure the chicken dinner. I honestly didn't expect the chicken dinner to be in the hands of TLQs, because Maskman definitely had the chances for him. So the tables definitely had its flip. Now moving on to your winning team stats for the finals match 1, we can see Scout with a total of 7 eliminations, Aladdin with a total of 2 eliminations, Aslan and Panda were not able to, however, secure any eliminations so far. So with that, they were able to secure a total of 9 elimination points for the team with a chicken dinner score points. Let's not forget that. Now let's move on to your next stat. Let's give it up for your most valuable player one more time for TLQ Scout with a total of 7 eliminations, 1526 damage, 0 assists, and 263 healings. So that is it, folks, your MVP stats. move into your next stat. All right, so moving on to your top players for match one. Let's start from hashtag five. Hashtag five, we've got Kamis with a total of 4 eliminations, Sam with 5 eliminations, Man with 5 eliminations, and Ashi with 6 eliminations, Scout with 7 eliminations. So there you have it, guys, your top players so far. Let's give it up one more time for Scout, Ashi, Man, Sham, and Kamis. Well done and well played. Now let's move into your next stat. Alright, so match rankings for match 1. Let's start from the bottom to the top. Hashtag 19, we got FRS, hashtag 18, 2B Esports, hashtag 17. We got X Force and Untakus, EQ, LF EQZs with a point each. Team Weather Papa, 2 with 2 points. Blitz Esports, ISSLs with 3 points. One Hit RLX and EQZ's Esports, VE Esports with 4 points each. DXB Club with 5 points each. Legend 7s with 7, and number 1 Esports with 8 points. T4s with 8 points as well, and Bravo 6 with 11 points. Hashtag 3 stands Sons of Lawns with 15 points, and hashtag 2 stands VX Esports with 16 points, and hashtag 1 stands TLQ Esports with a total of 19 points. So that is it, folks. Your today's schedule, we can see a wrangle has been concluded by TLQs with a total of 19 points. Now, next up, we've got Miramar. Well, you could say some of the least favorite and also some few favorite would actually love the map of Miramar. But before we head straight into the map of Miramar, let's allow our soldiers, to have the refreshments that they require before we head straight into the battleground. So that's it, folks. Let's head into a quick, short break. Alright, so welcome back to the one and only DRG's Paid League Season 10, where the teams will be battling it out for $100 of a prize pool. And for those who do not know me, it's your girl JLo one more time. Now, we did see how Erangel played out, literally dominated by Team TLQs, and it was a fantastic gameplay that we actually witnessed throughout. Now let's see if TNT LQs would be able to keep up with the same momentum as we head on to the map of Miramar, or would there be any other team that's gonna stand against the odds and secure that second chicken dinner for the day. But before that, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and also support your teams, because they need your virtual support as much as possible. Now if you take a look, we can see we stagnant with 21 teams and 84 remaining at the moment. None of the teams are heading towards their destinations as of yet. Let's see, guys. DRG's Paid Leagues Miramar's finals match 2 is just about to start, and the teams have already begun to, move into their destined locations. See a couple of teams heading into Impala. Definitely, there's going to be a lot of crowds. There's going to be a lot of fights towards the southern side of the map, because if you take a look, we can see a lot of these teams are heading towards the southern side of the map. It's very, very highly congested at the moment. However, only few teams will be making up towards the northern side of the map. We can see Impala is definitely going to be crowded. Los Leones most probably would be crowded, and Puerto at the moment looks okay, but chances are and the first circle has already been established in as well. Got ISSLs moving into a completely different location. Oh, my bad. I think Bunny was not, sorry, Lucifer wasn't available at the moment. He just woke up and is like, wait a second, I just surpassed my drop location. Let me go back. Alright, so we can see WPs, 2Bs, and L7s. You can also see Team VEs. And the first knock has already been established over here by Team 1 Hit against KSGFRS. Wolf going against Team GGs as well. Confirming Bellagio at the moment. You can see, however, right in front of them, we've got Team XF as well. And Wolf seems to be going into a completely different location at the moment. Until Q Tony being knocked out as well by Dilla one more time, so that's a 1v2 so far. But however, Sadia has been eliminated. Now Dilla's eyes are completely struck onto the FRSs as they will be heading, they're trying to head out from, the garage. However, RLXs make sure that they aren't able to, and a couple of more knocks, and down goes one of the FRS members as well. Another knock. So I think Dion gets knocked out as well, and Ginny taking out Wolf simultaneously. And here comes Grigor and Dilla. So last man standing would be Ginny, given that both Dion and Tony have already been knocked out. Let's see how the girls would be able to, the girls and the guy would be able to take the initiative here. You can see Keisha coming straight back to, to save her teammates over here with the UMP, rushing with a bicycle. No, it's a really good position, given that none of the teams would really expect Keisha to come into a completely different location. Tony has been healed, Dion has been healed, and Grigor is gonna be in danger because here comes Keisha. Grigor fortunately has survived there, and Keisha taking a couple of more, trying to get the knocks as well. She just exposed herself, completely deviating, and Dion goes down one more time over here by Adila. Isha's taking a completely different flank towards the left. The team is in trouble, heavily trouble over here, guys. Dion has been knocked out, and the rush is surreal over here by Team 1 Hit. They've completely surrounded the FRS girls. Ginny in her last health as well. Grigor looking into Ginny, and the knock is completed over here by Grigor, completely taking Ginny and also trying to confirm her as well. Dila coming in for the rush at the moment. And the confirmation has been taken over here by Grigor. So Wolf completely looking into Keisha's location over here. Meanwhile, Dila goes in straight for the rush against the FRS's lair. We can see Wolf taking a completely different flank. I think trying to approach Keisha. Now moving on to Origins Esports over here, the graveyard fight. TLQ Esports versus the Origins will be going head to head first. Now let's see, TLQs have already lost two of their members, Panda and as well as Aslan. Meanwhile, Team Origins most probably have secured two eliminations, that's correct, and all four of their members are still alive. You can see Akazer's Akazer's situation doesn't look good either. Last man standing for Team LF Akazers would be Thakuru. Now we've known what sort of a gameplay Thakuru would be able to give, and a beautiful shot over there. Unfortunately, he was not able to take out Beeser, and with that Beeser gets pushed by another squad as well in Pecado. T4 Savage Legends are definitely not in a good situation, guys. Last man standing for Team T4s would be Bisa, but the rush is surreal because here comes... What just happened over there? Tons of Lawns were able to take out the last man for Team T4s, and with that they were able to secure one elimination so far. So the first team to be taken out would be Team T4s, and along with that would be Team LF Akazayas as well. We're down to 19 teams and 70 remaining. Now, in a map like Miramar, obviously, aiming for the placement points would be the key, to stay ahead of the game. We can see a spray coming over here by Scout. Now, TLQs, given that they're just a duo member, might need to play it safely, but from the looks of it, doesn't look like they're trying to play it safe, rather going straight in for the rush. Couple of more sprays over here going over with a UMP. That's insane, bro. They're still stagnant with 19 teams and 70 remaining. Team Origins Esports were able to secure 3 eliminations so far. That's nice. That I think they are at the top of the leaderboard for now, and we can see WPs have come into action over here. Taking out Dila. Fortunately, the revive is being taken. FRS is unable to move completely away because all of the teams are packed heavily to one another. We can see Team WP, we can see Team One Hit as well, and Team FRS as well. See Team Vedapapa taking out Wolf as well. Now the FRSs, here comes a spray by Team Vedapapa. Unfortunately, FRSs were able to walk away safely, but I don't think the zone would, be able to keep them alive. The rush is happening over here by Team Vedapapa. They were able to secure 2 eliminations so far. Got the Team VE Esports over here as well. Keisha, however, stays in the zone. However, Dion moves into a safer location. You can see ISSLs are definitely not in a good position over here as well, because here comes L7s straight at Mini, and Zoom has been knocked out as well. B6 is taking out Dion and confirming the elimination as well. And here comes the grenade. Let's see if the grenade gets connected by Mini into either of the L7 members. The position doesn't look good for Mini, and with that he was knocked out. Jimmy with a spray over here. Unfortunately, half of his health has been taken out. Still stagnant with 18 teams and 63 remaining. Let's see what sort of gameplay we're about to witness by the duo that's available for Team ISSLs at the moment, given that Doom has been knocked out still, and the revive, I'm not quite certain if the revive is happening or not. You can see Jimmy completely moving into a different location, trying to have eyes on, the whereabouts of L7s, and simultaneously we can see L7s, one of their members, flanking towards a completely different location as well. Still stagnant with 18 teams and 63 remaining. Now, who do you think would be able to walk away with the second chicken dinner? And number one villain taking out Jimmy. Unfortunately, Jimmy thought he was safe, but regardless, he was noticed by a completely different another team. So Blitz Esports over here be going against the Team DXBs. They've already secured one elimination, and we can see Villain has been knocked out as well. However, here comes L7s, who were, targeting ISSLs for a while, have now actually come towards number one Esports. We can see Lakia taking a beautiful knock here as well. Doom being taken out, completely wiped out. So that would lead to just a solo man standing. And Lakia, beautiful spray over there by Snake. The AUG has been a very, very deadly weapon as of recently. Still stagnant with 18 teams and 61 remaining. Let's see, a beautiful spray. Well, I think he must have mistaken a rock for an enemy. Okay, still stagnant with 18 teams, now with just three teams that have been completely eliminated early on itself. The number one esports might need to, look into the possibilities of shifting to a different location, because they are being surrounded by another team as well. You can see Team Origins going against Untake, because at the moment Sane has been completely eliminated early on. Now the key, especially for a map like in Miramar, is to keep your survival game up the notch. As long as you survive, the more chances you are to stay ahead of the game. We can see L7s being knocked out. It's a surreal fight that's happening between number one esports versus L7s. Blitz Esports over here going against L7s as well. Let's see if the 1v1 would be taken here. If Snake almost, had he not been in the vehicle, that's a definite guaranteed knock. I think L7s are moving into a completely different location, given that the possibilities of taking down number one esports at the moment in an open area is not a good decision, because they would have been third partied for certain by Team Blitz. We got Team VE Esports over here as well. Team VX is moving into a compartment at the moment. That's a very, very unlucky compartment, because mountains and the compartments doesn't sound good. EQZ's Esports over here, still at truck stop. Now let's take a closer look into the map and the whereabouts of the teams at the moment. Let's see who would be able to get the next fight. And there you have it. VE is going against two Bs at the moment. See if the two Bs will be going into a fight anytime sooner, or will they be trying to play it safe? Now with just three teams still out of the zone, the rest of the team members will be heading into, are already actually in the zone, so that gives them more opportunities to overlook into any possible other teams that might actually come across their paths. Still stagnant at 18 teams, however, but rest assured, the minute we hit stage 4, stage 5 is when the absolute chaos is about to happen. And Bunny taking out Scout. Last man standing for ISSL, I believe. And Team TLQs being eliminated in the 18th position. But that should be Lucifer. Right, so we can see Team X Forces with just 3 men standing at the moment. Holding on to the secure grounds over here. And CL7's taking out one of the Blitz members, and ISSL's going against B6 at the moment, completely eliminating Jade as well. It's stagnant with 17 teams at the moment. DXB Toxic. DXB is going against number 1 Esports. VX is going against Team Souls one more time. Confirming Luzum and Gord taking out VXs. That Team L7s have been eliminated. How unfortunate was that? You can see Sons of Lons going against VXs. It's a battle of a history, guys. Sons of Lons versus VXs. Number 1 Esports going against DXBs. Confirming the elimination as well. Alright, so Luzum has been taken out, and simultaneously they've also secured 1 elimination. It's gonna be the fight between VXs versus Sons of Lons. Sorry, that was Lions. My bad, I thought it was Lons at all this time. And another confirmation over here. It's gonna be a 2 versus 3 situation. Now, who would it be? Would it be Team VX Esports or would it be Sons of Lions? Meanwhile, we also got the FRS solo girl coming right behind them. The battle is about to get heated as Soap gets knocked out as well. Let's see what sort of pressure the last man is having at the moment. However, I think, Sons of Lions actually trying to get the last man, and down goes Pablo as well. It's just using the utilities that they were able to, get this team down. And with that, Team ISSL also gets eliminated. We're down to just 14 teams and 43 remaining. Sorry, my bad, 42 remaining. Team DXBs have also been eliminated. You can see the fight between VEs. VE Esports versus EQZs, and a beautiful squad wipe over there against EQZs. And with that, LF EQZs have been eliminated in the hashtag 13th position. Got a lot of teams that are still out of the zone. They might really need to, up their game up to get into the safe zone. A revive happening over here for Pega. Still stagnant with 12 teams and 37 remaining. Right, so not much is actually happening at the moment, but the minute we hit stage 5 in about 45 seconds, that's when the actual gameplay, the actual aggressive gameplay we're about to witness from each and every one of these team members. So we're still stagnant with 12 teams and 37 remaining. Now, would it be Team TLQs, VX, T4s, my bad, sorry, Souls, B6, number 1, VEs, Blitz, Origins, EQZs, WP, Antekus, FRS Team X2B to win the deal or seal the deal for the second chicken dinner of your DRG's Paid League Season 10. DK's Esports Canon being taken out as well, and Jenna has no option but to complete the revival, and that costs him, for his team to be eliminated in the 12th position. I think, with a calculated approach, it could have been definitely deviated, and yeah, so with that, B6s were able to secure a total of 7 elimination points. But Team X4s over here. Team Anteku situation doesn't look good either. E6s are going against Antekus. Meanwhile, we can also witness a third party that's going to be fourth party that's going to be played out by the VEs as well. Now, what would be the deal over here, guys? I don't think Slade knows exactly where, the VEs are situated at. So B6 is a duo and a trio by number 1 Esports, confirming one of the Antekus members. Definitely a kill from the B6s. Now, obviously, 2Bs are holding on to really good position given that they're in the middle of the zone as well. Alright, so Blitz Esports over here, last 2 man standing with a revive that's about to happen. However, VEs are holding on to really good position given that they're utilizing the maximum usage of higher grounds. We can see number 1 Esports pushing towards the team B6s. Couple of grenades being thrown at. Origins going against team X4s as well. Joker being eliminated. So last man standing would be Tommy. Let's see if Tommy. I don't think Tommy is. It's a good situation, to go ahead out in the open to revive your teammate. And the rush is happening against Team X4s, guys. Here comes Origins last man. And with that, Memo was able to take down Team X4s. Team X4s being eliminated in the 11th position. So we're down to just 10 teams and 27 remaining. Chicana. See, last man standing. Chicana would be able to seal the deal or break the deal. Gonna be a solo versus solo situation. B6 Woods versus number 1 Chicana. And a beautiful spray in last HP as well. Almost had him one more time. Let's see, would it be the S12K or would it be the UMP? Let the battle for the chicken dinner begin. We can see Chicana rushing straight at... What the hell? Did he just go for the zone? Well, with that, Chicana was not able to secure the elimination. How unfortunate. And B6s were eliminated in the 10th position. We're down to last 9 teams and 23 remaining. Team WP is already securing 2 eliminations so far. However, the Papa has been knocked out and the revive has already happened. And Origin Esports being eliminated in the 9th position. Untakers being eliminated in the 8th position. We're down to last 6 teams now. Now, who would be able to secure the second chicken dinner for the day? Do drop your early predictions down in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and show your support for the teams that are playing it out today. Now, looking at the surroundings and the situations, obviously Team W in a really good position given that they're holding on to the mid of the zone, literally leading, literally being aggressive towards whoever who's gonna attack them. We can see Sons of Lawns have already conquered into their lane as well. What is Starboy doing actually? Is he aiming at the wall? Okay, I think he's kind of stuck there. He was. My bad. Alright, so with that, Team Bs have been eliminated in the 5th position as well. The last 4 teams, WP's Blitz, 2Bs, and Solo Man standing for FRS also. Solo Will standing for FRS as well. Here comes the grenade. Let's see if the grenade connects to X-Gyro. Oscar being eliminated and Keisha being eliminated. Grenades after grenades, molotovs after molotovs, every possible utility that is in their pockets are being thrown at one another. But let's see, guys, would it be 2Bs, WPs, or would it be Team Blitz? It is for us to witness the battle for the second chicken dinner. It's not going to be safe. It's not going to be, the dainty little gameplays that we witness in a day-to-day basis. This is going to be an absolutely aggressive gameplay we're witnessing from Team WP, Team 2B, and Team Blitz. So if you check onto the possibilities, 2Bs are definitely in a really good advantage, given that, all 4 of their members are still alive, even though a knock just actually happened. They have a 47. What the hell, bro? Why would you even actually stay out in the open like that? And with that, Kyra was able to, get a beautiful knock and also confirm an elimination simultaneously. So it's gonna be a duo versus duo situation. Oh my days. This is gonna be super hard to watch, guys. Now let's see. Obviously, if you take a look into the percentages of the winning chances, 2B still have the chances. Gyro being knocked out, and obviously Gyro will not be able to be revived given his team members in a completely different location. And here comes Team WP's grenades after grenades being thrown at. It's a 3-man situation for Team 2B now, and with that, Asya being knocked out as well, and maybe being knocked out. Beautiful grenade over there with the Papa. Did Team 2B just get eliminated like that? Wow. Alright, so it's gonna be a solo versus solo situation, guys. Who would it be? Team Blitz versus Team WP, and with that, Team Blitz were able to secure the chicken dinner in a very phenomenal way. Congrats and kudos, Team Blitz Esports. Alright, so guys, let's give it up one more time for your winning team for the chicken dinner for the second map. The second match for DRG's paid league. Blitz Esports, well done and well played. Let's move into your winning team stats. Alright, so moving on to your winning team stats, we can see Gyro with 3 eliminations, Ash with 0 eliminations, Trixie and Freeze with 3 and 2 eliminations accordingly. So with that, they were able to secure 6, 7, 8 eliminations in total and 8 chicken dinner score point. Let's not forget that. Now let's move into your next stat. Alright, so let's give it up for your most valuable player for match 2 of the map of Miramar. B6's Woods with a total of 6 eliminations, 1017 damage, 0 assists, 197 healings. And yeah, so with that, he was able to achieve the title of being, the most valuable player for hashtag match 2. Now let's move into your next stat. Obviously, we're going to witness the top players for match 2. Let's start from hashtag 5. We got Trixie with 3 eliminations, Goat with 4 eliminations, Memo with 4 eliminations, Lakia with 5 eliminations, and hashtag 1 stands Woods. The total of 6 eliminations. Well done, well played. Now moving on to your match rankings for match 2. Let's start from the bottom to the top. So hashtag 19 stands TLQ Esports with 0 eliminations, EQZs with 0 eliminations, VX Esports and DXB with 1 point each, Legend 7 and RLXs with 2 points, Untakers with 2 points as well, Alcazars and ISSLs with 3 points each, T4s with 4 points and FRS Goals with 6, 2Bs with 8, number 1 Esports and Origins Esports and V Bravo 6 with 9 points each. Sons of Lone stands with 10 points and hashtag 3 stands V Esports with 10 points. Hashtag 2 stands Team Weather Papa with 15 points and hashtag 1 stands your one and only Team Blitz with a total of 18 points in total. Now let's move into your next stat. Overall top players, let's start from hashtag 5 as usual. We got Kamis with 6 eliminations, Pega with 5 eliminations, Woods with 8 eliminations, Man with 7 eliminations, and hashtag 1 stands your phenomenal TLQ Scout with a total of 7 eliminations. Alright, so let's move into your next stat. Overall standings now, let's start from hashtag 21. We got EQZs and X-Force with 1 point each, Untakers and Alcazars with 3 points, EQZs with 4 points, GXBs and 1 hit with 6 along with ISSL 6 and FRS with 6 as well. Team 2Bs with 8 eliminations, L7s D Origins with 9 points each, T4s and T4s with 12, B is 14, VX 17, number 1 with 17, WPs with 17, TLQ with 19, hashtag 3 stands B6 with 20 points, hashtag 2 stands Blitz with 21 points, and hashtag 1 stands Team Sons of Lions with 25 points. So that is how today's schedule has been laid out, guys. You can see Arankle being dominated by TLQs, Miramar being executed by Team Blitz. The solo versus solo situation was, something that we can really not be able to get out of our head throughout the day. Now let's move into the next map would be Rondo. It's a really colorful map. I think, would be the favorite with the boys. But let's see, if that is actually your favorite map of the day or not by, showing your support in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. So before we gear up straight into Rondo, let's obviously get into a quick, short break. Hi and welcome everybody for DRG's Paid League Season 10. And for those who do not know me, let me reiterate it back to you. So I'm JLo, and so we have already concluded a Wrangle and Miramar. We did see a beautiful performance over there with the solo. I mean, I think there were duos and solos mostly in the previous matches. Now let's see if the same teams that were leading the top of the leaderboard would be able to keep up with the same momentum as we head on to Rondo. Alright, so the plane pathway has already been created, and we can see teams are heading towards their destined locations as well. Now, at the top of the leaderboard, we have Team Sons of Lions, and we've also got Team Blitz right behind their tail. The plane pathway seems to be diagonally crossing all the way towards Zhao Tin. Now, when it comes to a map like Rondo, guys, I think as long as you hold on to compounds as much as possible, that would be the key to stay ahead of the game. Because unlike Miramar, unlike Erangel, even if you are to stay higher grounds, you're most likely to be executed and eliminated at the same time, given that the map is pretty much transparent, very see through as well. You can see a lot of teams are heading towards the southern side of the map. And see, most probably there's going to be a fight that might occur um, in between Team X forces as well as team teams that might head towards Miran as well. Alright, guys, one more time. So L7's going against FRS as well, simultaneously getting the first blood. I think this just happened in on below at Miran. Not quite certain exactly as to where. You can see. Wait. Oh, I was a bit confused there. She was just recalled. Okay. Right, so we can see one hit over here as well. Now, the best thing about Rondo is there's recall, so you might most probably see around 90 people alive, even in the last zone as well. We can see Dima taking out Team WPs. Alrighty, so legit sevens over here, and their Forest girls. All four of their squads. I mean, they might need to battle it out with two teams. We got Team One Hit as well as Team L7s. I think Dila just went into Isha's lair. Esports leading with a total of 2 eliminations already. You can see ISSL and Narsi is going against Team 2Bs at the moment. EQZ is going against 2Bs as well. What the hell is happening over here? So last 2 men standing for Team 2Bs might need to play it out really safe until there is a recall option. Of course, if that is in your mind, yeah, so we can see Alcazar's going against Team VXs, and we got DXBs. Now, in a map like Rondo, guys, given that we have the feasibility, the advantage of using the recall, all of the teams might go against one another. It's going to be a completely full rush gameplay as long as one of the team members will be heading towards. The recall center. Everything's gonna work out completely fine. You can see TRCs taking out B6s. Oh my days, I absolutely hate this vehicle. Had to make that comment out there because just look at that. Anyways, moving on, we can see Alefakazes. They've already secured 2 eliminations. However, 2 of their members seems to be in very low HP as they go against Team VXs, and this is at Yungu. We are stagnant at 20 teams. We can see Team T4s have been eliminated early on itself. Right, so we can see Dion going against Team 1 Hits, taking out Wolf completely. That's definitely going to be a recall now. BX's soap not giving a foot, not giving any ounce of, um, how do I say, movement for the opposition, making sure that, uh, he can completely fraud the opposition into a complete different location. So that will give him more advantage. Still stagnant to 20 teams and 73 remaining now. And Akaz's Takuru isn't really averse to wear soap, is that? But I think he is actually now, given that holding on to his UMP as well as the shotgun as well. Most probably he has an idea, and there you have it. So taking out Takuru, a beautiful gameplay that we just witnessed, and now Ruby going in for the 1v1. She has been knocked out as well. Either Soap break it or leave it. And with that, we can see Soap has been completely eliminated. With the Takuru gets revived just in time. Akazes missed. I mean, Akaza has literally saved themselves from the chaos that they were about to witness, and we can see KSGFRS versus L7s going against one another, and ISSLs going against EQZs here as well. Doom has been knocked out, and they've already secured 3 eliminations. However, you can see Origins have secured 6 eliminations so far. And EQZs are using those compartments that just fall out of nowhere when you call for it. That's a really good movement over there by Tifu. I wonder how many of those he actually collected. And with that, he was not able to save himself for the grenade. However, with that, Team LFEQZs have been eliminated early on in the 20th position. We're down to just 19 teams and 71 alive. L7 still going at it against the FRS girls. Oni being taken out. Alright, so many fights are happening at the moment. It is kind of, very complicated to stay ahead with each and every fight. So moving on to the POV of Weather Papa, we can see definitely there's a fight that's about to be breakout between Team Weather Papa versus not quite certain as to which team it was. And it is guys Asia moving in for the rush, trying to take out one of the members out here. Let's see. AKM. AKM is a really deadly AR weapon to be using at the moment. Right, so here it is guys, the 1v1 situation we're about to witness, and a beautiful shot over here, beautiful rush over here by Asiya from Team Weather Papa. Now if you take a look guys, all of these teams are still out of the zone. So many colorful little sprinkles, heading towards the safe zone. However, only just few teams, about 3 or 4 teams actually within the zone. We can see Team Weather Papa are actually going against Team Untakers at the moment, and with that they were able to eliminate Team Untakers. So they secured 3 elimination points. However, we are down to 18 teams alive now. Who would be able to walk away with the 3rd chicken dinner? That's the real question here. I think Team Weather Papa is actually aware where DXB's last man, solo man, is actually standing. Let's see if Oscar would be able to get the 1v1, or are they actually really aware of it though? Yep, seems like it, as we can see all of them are rushing in, collecting any possible loot that they could. Still stagnant with 18 teams and just 68 alive.
with three teams being taken out early on itself. Now that'll make it, more easier for these teams to sort of focus on, maybe to stay ahead of the game, secure a couple of elimination points, and also aim for placement points as well. And see number one esports over here. I think they'll be getting into a fight early on. Now, in a map like Rondo, given that you have the advantage of recalling, it's best you rush teams, you play aggressive, and stay ahead of the leaderboard with a couple of eliminations. A map like Rondo is the map if you are to aim for elimination points. I didn't know horses would stop for this EMP zone as well. Rather than calling it the EMP zone, I usually with my team refer to it as a butterfly zone because it has these sparkly little things going all over, right? Kind of resembles like a butterfly, like the electronic butterflies rather. So like let's stop talking about the butterfly zone anyways. Now we're still stagnant with 17 teams and 68 remaining. We can see the FRS is heading into the zone as well. Keisha's buggy doesn't look good at that time. Better change that. Right, so VX Esports over here, Sons of Lond. See Badass going against XFX Forces. Team Origins. I love the bus that is available in Rondo. It's amazing. Only cons of it is, it consumes, it consumes a lot of fuel. And so you can see Trixie being knocked out by himself. Well, that's quite unfortunate. You can see Team X Forces, Team 2Bs, and also EQZs as well. We can see Vicky and Joker might have the 1v, might have to go the 1v1, and Vicky takes the 1v1 with that. Joker has been eliminated. We're still stagnant with 17 teams and 67 remaining. ISSL's lead in the leaderboard. I mean, not really leading technically, given that Origins are leading with a total of 7 points, and right behind them we got ISSL's with 6 points. And number one is Esports going against ISSL's at the moment. Doom being knocked out as well. Still stagnant with 17 teams, and in about 14 seconds we'll be heading into stage 4 of the zone. So that's gonna be, I did not say that. Let's pretend we did not say that, okay? Alright, so we got one hit moving into the safe zone as well. Almost all of the teams I know heading towards the safe zone as we speak. PLQ's leading with 3 eliminations so far. And here it is a beautiful, a spray going against some ISSLs. We can see Wolf being knocked out as well and being confirmed simultaneously. Right, so number one esports looking into ISS. I think the revive is about to happen over there, and Doom has been revived successfully. However, a couple of more sprays and down goes Jimmy. A beautiful spray that was executed over here by Chikana. Trigger going down as well by L7's. L7's literally being aggressive, to the very core. You can see the entire SSL's whole squads. Situation doesn't look absolutely good. However, we just got one man standing for ISSL. So let's see, guys, if he would be able to play it out safe, or would there be any other alternatives. The zone, however, seems to be shifting towards the right completely. Next fight we're about to witness is between FRSs. I'm not quite certain what's the other team that is right next to them in the very location.
Can see L7's going against one hits completely, and FRS going against XF's, and meanwhile we got team VE is going against FRS as well. Alright, so FRS being eliminated in the 17th position, and ISSL's being eliminated in the 16th position as well. And one hit being eliminated in the 15th position, and we are down to just 14 teams and 46 remaining. Now let's see who would be able to walk away with the third chicken dinner for the day, guys. Here comes B6s against number 1 Esports, and down goes Villain. Alright, so number 1 Esports, definitely the situation doesn't look good for either of them, as we can see just last man standing for team number 1 Esports would be Chikana himself, and with that he was able to secure a couple of eliminations. And what? He actually took a knock, and with that he was actually taken out by Scout over here. Well, Scout is the MVP after all, it's no surprise. With that, we're down to 13 teams and 36 remaining, 35 remaining. The remaining count seems to be, lowering each second, every minute. However, the team count remains stagnant. See, VE Esports looking into X Forces over here. Is still stagnant with 13 teams and 37 remaining. Oscar taking out EQZ's Cracks. Or is it Cricks? I'm not quite certain. The names are very difficult to pronounce. Alright, so we got Sons of Lons over here. Securing 3 eliminations already. However, if you take a look at the leaderboard, we can see Team Weather Papas are leading with a total of 9 elimination points, given that they just have a solo man as well. You can see X Forces Gyro being taken out, and Forces are definitely having a good situation over here, considering they are right in the middle of the zone as well. Couple of sprays being executed over here by LF Akazes, and down goes one of the LF members, Takuru. And EQZ is being eliminated in the 9th position. Akazes Itachi going aggressively. However, that costs his life as well. Can see Ruby over here. We're down to just 9 teams and 26 remaining. Battle is about to completely be very chaotic from moving forward, given that we will be moving straight into stage 6 in about 35 seconds left as well, and 9 teams in this tiny little circle. It's gonna be a completely open areas, so let's see what sort of gameplay, what sort of approaches each and every one of these teams will be utilizing it to their maximum potential. So Sons of Lons, we got aiming straight at the Origins Esports last member. Come memo. Sorry, my bad. It's Sons of Lons. Yes. Right, so you can see TLQ is going against WP2Bs. We're down to just 8 teams and 21 remaining. Sons of Lons are using every possible, advantage to themselves. You can see 2Bs being eliminated in 5th position. We're down to just last 3 teams now. TLQs, Team Soul versus Team VEs. Who do you think would be able to secure the chicken dinner, guys? Scout being knocked out with a vehicle elimination. So does Lion Aldin as well. See, he was able to take down Sons of Lons just like that. With that, guys, we are down to just last 2 teams. TLQ. Sorry, we're down to last 6 teams. I think there's a little bit of a technical issue over here. Last 4 teams at the moment. We got Team VEs, we got Team TLQs. And down goes Chris just like that by the TLQs.
I don't think Chris would have any chances to be revived at all. You can see Vicky and Pega trying to give the support that they need for the team lead over there. Still stagnant with 4 teams and just 12 remaining. Who do you think would be able to secure the third chicken dinner for the day? Let's stay tuned as we are witnessing the battle of the moment at DRG's Paid League Season 10 being executed right before your eyes. Still stagnant with 4 teams. Got TLQs, you got VEs. And there you have it, guys. Akaza's Lucid taking out TLQ Scout. Beautiful spray over there. Itachi taking out L7s. And Snake being knocked out as well. Akaza is going very aggressively. TLQ is confirming Chris. It's gonna be TLQ's, VE's, Akaza's at the moment. Obviously, Alcazar has the probability of, the winning chances, but let's see. I mean, they have the definite positions, but let's see if they would be able to keep up with the same momentum. And with that, the zone shrinks in further. We're down to last 3 teams now. Would it be Alcazar, would it be VEs, or would it be TLQs? Drop your early predictions down in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and show your support virtually as much as possible. Is it gonna be a 3 versus 3 versus 3 situation? Seems like it. A very coincidental one, to be honest. Yep, it's most definitely a 3 versus 3 situation. We can see Scout calling in for those, I think it was Heishi that was calling in for, the, I don't know what you call them. Physical triangles, I guess? Still stagnant with 3 teams. None of the teams really want to take an approach against the other, making sure, they played out safe. And we can see Akaza is taking out Dima over here by a Molotov. And here comes the grenade. Let's see if the grenade connects. Unfortunately, it doesn't. Instead, Itachi goes down. Pega is well known for his shotgun skills. And here comes Pega to confirm the kill. Simultaneously goes back in as well. Got Vicky over here. Sort of like an exchange of resources at the moment. In about 15 seconds, we'll be closing into stage 8 of your least favorite map, Rondo. Now let's see who would be able to walk away with the third chicken dinner for the day. Every possible utility being thrown at one another. And down goes Vicky, guys. Down goes Pega as well. TLQs and the Alcazar sandwiching VEs, and with that, in a heat of an action, we can see Team TLQ Esports win the third chicken dinner at a strike one more time. Alright, let's give it up for one more time for your winning teams of the hashtag 3 chicken. Team TLQ Esports, well done, well played. They were able to prove themselves that, they had the momentum in their hands. But let's see if they would be able to, keep the same repercussions as we move into the next couple of matches as well. Now let's move into your next stat. The winning team stats, we got Scout with a total of 5 eliminations, Aladdin with a total of 6 eliminations, Aslan with 3 eliminations, and Heishi with 2 eliminations. Well done, well played, Jeff's Kiss execution. Let's move into your next stat. Most valuable player TLQ Alazine stands at a total of 6 eliminations, 921 damage, 1 assist, and 168 healings. Well done. Let's move into your next stat. Alright, so top players. Let's start from hashtag 5. We got Maskman with 5 eliminations, Noska with 5 eliminations, Scout with 5 eliminations, Dima with 6 eliminations, and Aladdin with 6 eliminations as well. So the top players list have been laid out just like that. Now let's move into your next stat. Now moving on to overall, match rankings. For match 3, we can see hashtag 19, hashtag 18, LFEQZs and DXBs with just 1 point, our Lexus with 2 points, FRS with 2 points, Blitz with 3 along with Antakus 3, number 1 Esports, B6 with 4 points each, Sons of Lawns with 5 along with EQZs with 5, Team X4s with 5 and ISSLs with 5 as well. 2Bs with 7 points, Origins with 9 points, Team with the Papa with 9 points, Legit 7 with 16 points, hashtag 3 stands B Esports with 17 points, hashtag 2 stands LF Akazaz with 19 points, and hashtag 1 stands your phenomenal chicken dinners TLQ with a total of 26 points. So moving on to your overall top players, guys. Let's start from hashtag 5, the usual procedure. We got Marn with 7 eliminations, Kami with 8 eliminations, Aladdin with 8 eliminations, and Boots with 9 eliminations. TLQ Scout, however, stands at the very top with a total of 12 eliminations. Well done, well played. Let's see if you can hold on to the same momentum after we conclude the next match for the day. Now let's move into your overall standings upon concluding match 3. We can see Malafiqs with 2 points, Antekus with 6 along with Team X4 6, DXBs with 7, 1 hit with 8, FRS 8, EQZs with 9, ISSLs with 11, T4s 12, 2Bs with 15, EX 17, Origins with 18, number 1 with 21 points, Akazaz with 22 points, B6 with 24 along with Blitz 24, L7s with 25, Team WPs with 26, Sons of Lawns with 30, and VE Esports stands with 31 points. Hashtag 1 stands TLQ with a total of 45 points. So there you have it, guys, your overall standings upon concluding match 3. We do have 2 matches left out to be played. So we saw how Erangel was dominated by TLQs, Miramar literally phenomenal performance by Blitz, and Rondo a back-to-back chicken dinner over here by TLQ. Now let's see, if either of these teams would be able to keep up with the same momentum as we head on back once again for match 4, Miramar. But before that, we obviously, you need to do the usual procedures. I believe upon concluding 3 of these matches, all of the soldiers, require a quick short break. So temporarily signing off is your girl J Lo, and we'll be back very soon. So stay tuned as we head on to map of Miramar. All right, so welcome back everybody for the DRG's Paid League, where 21 teams will be battling it out for the prize pool of a $100. So we witnessed three matches that have already been concluded, back-to-back wins by TLQs and Blitz, who were able to topple it all over. But we do have two matches left out to be played, so let's see if the teams that have already conquered the previous matches would be able to keep up with the same momentum, or would there be any other teams, that are willing to step up and say, hey, I got this in my hands right now? So let's see if we would be able to see such a challenge in the upcoming match, which is gonna be everyone's least or most favorite map, the map of Miramar. So obviously Miramar is well known for its mountainous terrains, and not many of these teams, really wanna go foresee with a with a map like Miramar. Because of this mountainous terrains, driving is gonna be an absolute challenge. Alright, so we can see the plane pathway has already been created. It's a very tactical zone that has been created, to be honest. A complete straight zone all the way from La Cabrera, cutting all the way towards Minas and ending towards Parthena. And see a couple of teams are already heading towards their. So sorry, I had a little bit of technical issue over there. We can see a couple of teams heading towards their locations already. Most definitely we would be able to see a fight that might happen around in Pecare on top of Photo Treatment as well as Jumeirah. However, the zone has its own say in the map of Miramar. The zone has been shifted completely towards the right, all the way cutting towards Los Leones as well. We can see two bees have already made their locations around in Pecado. Still stagnant with 21 teams. Now let's see who would be able to get the first knock, first blood. CTLQ Esports heading towards their destined locations already. T4 is in God knows where, what sort of a location that is. Right, so number one Esports over here at Parthona. Blitz Esports over here at Torre. Each and every one of these teams are, battling it out to loot as much as they can and to sort of stay ahead of the game and, play it safe and then earn, struggle for a couple of eliminations. Meanwhile, aim for placement points as well. Still stagnant with 21 teams at the moment. A map like Miramar, guys, there's not gonna be a lot of actions in the beginning itself, but more towards the latter part, given that, maybe perhaps around in stage 4, stage 5, as you can see, ISSL's taking a fight against the Sons of Lions early on itself, Mini using a Mini 14. How ironic is that now? And Jimmy being knocked out over here by Core Doom, taking out Luzum as well. The fight is surreal. I believe should be in St. Martin. Mini was able to get the first blood. Let's not forget that. But the Anteikus here. Still stagnant with 21 teams, and however, the remaining count has lowered in just one. And see the fight is about to happen. Between Funny goes down, Lucifer goes down as well. And Doom takes out mine as well. Ooh. Hami's used the brain, used his IQ to its full potential. and was able to take down ISSLs down there. So ISSLs have been taken out in the early on itself in the map of Miramar. And with that, Sons of Lawns have secured 4 eliminations so far, enabling them to be at the top of the leaderboard tentatively. We're stagnant with 20 teams. Now let's see which team would be getting the fight next. Let's see VX Esports over here. Almost all of the teams are trying to take it very slow, um, very delicately rather. Even that this is the fourth match after all. So we can see Team B6 is over here. EKZ Esports might actually go against Sons of Lions at the moment. And yes, Octane takes out one of the members of Sons of Lions. So it's gonna be last two men standing for Team Sons of Lions versus LFEQZ Esports. Mavericks is going against T4s at the moment as we speak. We're still stagnant with 20 teams and 78 remaining. Barthona seems to be very peaceful at the moment. Mavericks is going against T4s like there's no other thing going on, and Mon we can see taking a knock against EQZs, taking out Octane rather. Right, so we got T4s and EQZs and Los Leons. Los Leons surprisingly isn't that congested as I expected it would be actually. And we can see Iman taking out Octane one more time. Still stagnant with 20 teams and 76 remaining. Now, mind you, in a map like Miramar, given the dimension of the map as well, not many of the teams would be, going ahead for early on fights. Rather, they will be aiming, to get a couple of more placement points, given that the map is known for this particular purpose. Given that this is the fourth match after all, so the teams are playing it very carefully, trying to minimize any possible mistakes, errors that could have happened, could have taken place. Still stagnant with 20 teams and 76 remaining. You can see our Alexis taking a completely different approach towards Impala. Meanwhile, we got the TLQs that might possibly go against another fight, or they might deviate from the fight. And there you have it, guys. The fight is actually happening at the moment. Imakazaz versus TLQs. Let's see if TLQs would be getting the fight, or will they be trying to play it safe rather. In about 3 minutes we'll be heading into stage 3. The minute we hit stage 4 or 5 is when you'll be able to witness the actual battleground. Let's see Scout completely taking a different location here. Definitely the Scout for the team. And the EQZs, the fight is happening here at Los Leons. They've taken a knock over there and a couple of more knocks over here. So we can see almost all of the teams might need to get into the safe zone as much as they can. Souls with that team, Souls have been eliminated as well. In, I mean, it's quite unfortunate given that they've actually taking the lead of the leaderboard. We can see VX is going against Alcazar, and meanwhile, here comes TLQ Esports for the third party. That's going to be very advantageous for the team if he's able to execute that really well. You can see Aladdin moving, rushing straight into VX's, and Azlan confirming Alcazar's Ruby. Don't think the VXs are really aware as to and he does. Soap actually recognizes, there's a team that's right next to us. Callouts have already been made, I believe, and TLQ is definitely taking into different positions at the moment as we speak. Of more grenades being thrown over. Let's see if the grenade actually connects. Unfortunately, it seems like it actually won't connect at the moment. You can see Pablo rushing straight at it and Scout moving into a completely different location, and Aladdin be the next victim for Team VX Esports. Next force is going against Antekus as we speak. So it's going to be a 3-man situation. We're rushing in for the last man's kill against Antekus. Let's see, would it be Antekus or would it be Team X Force? Comes Joker straight into the rush, and the grenade being executed, and in for his last health as well. Down goes Nico. With that, Team X forces were able to eliminate Team Ontaku in its hashtag 19th position, and also secure 4 eliminations at the same time as well. Blitz Esports, the second chicken dinner winners. Let's see if they're able to keep up the same momentum in this match and the next. Still stagnant with 18 teams and 65 remaining. Who do you think would be actually be able to secure the 4th chicken dinner for the day? Do drop your early predictions down in the comments below. We can see B6s going at it against the QZs. And the QZs are coming straight at Team B6 at the moment. Full sprays over here by Jade. Let's see if the grenade. I think the grenade is about to be connected. And here comes the rush by the QZs against B6s, and Callum goes down, guys. Mask Man completely taking out Callum. WPs knocking themselves out there. And Jana being knocked out as well over here by Maskman. And Maskman, take a completely different rotation that enables him to have the advantage of there. And with that, Team EQZs have been eliminated in the 18th position. So we're down to just 17 teams and 61 remaining. Obviously, now if you take a closer look into the map, because the map has, the safe zone has already shrunk in, so most possibly the zone will be heading towards La Benedita. Now,
Most teams might not possibly play mid, or most teams might actually prefer playing edge. But let's see how each and every one of these teams would be, using their maximum capabilities. And here it is a beautiful spray. Unfortunately, Sub Zero is being knocked out as well simultaneously by Viper. L7s might most possibly have the fight against FRS once again. It's so coincidental, L7s keep finding FRS wherever they go. Right, so we can see Team Weather Papa over here. Now each and every one of these teams, really need to make it into the safe zone as much as they can. Some of the quite recent my bad, there's a little bit of technical issues from my end. Yes, so Lotus series, one of the very recently released vehicles as of today, I think. Yeah. The TLQ is going against number one's Blitz. We got FRS, we got Akazes, we got number one as well. Almost all of the teams I know right at one another. Ricardo seems to be heavily congested at the moment. But Chica is not in a really good position. He's out completely in the open, and that's going to be very, very disadvantageous for him. As we can see, Lakia goes down. Beautiful grenade over there by Heishi. Now Viren is in a very disadvantageous position given Heishi is in the top, on the top and has more advantage, has more coverage towards whoever is below her. Grenades after grenades being, and here it is the 1v1 rush as Villain versus Heishi. Almost had him over there. Unfortunately, Heishi would have been knocked out as well. I can see X's Joker being knocked out over there by Ginny. And down goes Joker as well. I think I just saw Joker few minutes ago, didn't we? You can see Akazaya's taking out number one villain out. Storm's taking one of the team WP's members. Marksman B6 is going against team VXs at the moment. And with the zone shrinking and just like expected, guys, Chikana has been eliminated. And along with that, his team being eliminated in the 17th position. So we're down to just 16 teams and 53 remaining. Do drop your early predictions and don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and show your maximum support for each and every team that is playing out today. We can see it is a battle of the day that we're about to witness here at Minas, guys. We got EQZs, we got Team WP, we got VXs, and we also right behind the tail we got one hit as well. Doesn't look good for either of the teams, to be honest. Open field of a battle, that's for certain. And the zone shrinks in, the zone keeps shrinking towards, very ironic places, to be honest. We can see one hits are, holding on to the zone very, very magnificently. So does the T4s. We can see B6 is going against Team VEs, and Weather Papa is going against the EQs, LF EQZs at the moment. You're confirming Chris at the same time. Still stagnant with 16 teams and 51 remaining. We can see Fala taking out a knock over here against Asterix. And WPs were keeping up with the same really good momentum throughout the matches that were being played out. LFEQZ is with total being eliminated, and LF Akazes along with LFEQZ is being eliminated in the 15th position. We're down to just 14 and 46 remaining. Who do you think would be able to walk away with the fourth chicken dinner for the day? Still stagnant with 14 teams and 46 remaining so far. And 4K Rio takes out VE Vicky. Let's see if he's able to confirm the kill though. See L7's going straight at FRS one more time.
And here it is, a couple of sprays coming over here by the girls. And here you have it, guys. Team Blitz taking out one of L7's members, Sub-Zero, with that they were able to secure one elimination point so far, holding on towards the edge of the zone that enables them to sort of gatekeep on whoever might be able to cross paths with them. Ash in a completely different location that enables him to give the full coverage that his team needs, requires. Definitely a spray coming at the girls right now. Let's see if it does not. Unfortunately, Gyro's spray doesn't connect to either of the members. With that, they were able to safely move into a completely different location. Another spray over here by Gyro, and with that, Ginny has been taken out. The fight is about to happen, guys. Another knock after knock. Let's take a closer view. Dion being knocked out, so it's gonna be Tony to save the day or break the day. It's just last man standing for FRS. Girls would be Tony. Grenade, and let's see if unfortunately it does not impact Tony at all. Let's see if it would be getting the fight, or would there be a revive that's about to happen. And the revive over here happens, guys. Another grenade being thrown over here. He's in his last HP as well. Here comes the rush. And there you have it, guys. The revive successfully takes place, but unfortunately, and down goes the FRS girls along with Tony. And we are down to just 12 teams and 32 remaining. Esports might be heading, most possibly heading towards Team VEs. Most definitely, a phrase shouldn't have come. That's a very disadvantageous position. And Dash on top has been taken out. Pega being taken out simultaneously over here by Team One Hit. Aiming at VE Sports over here. I think Vicky goes in to save his dearest friend over there. Still stagnant to 12 teams and 29 remaining in stage 5. Here it is, guys. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. Stage 5, stage 6. The surreal battles are about to take place with all the 12 teams that are active right now in the battlefields of Miramar for your DRG's Paid League Season 10. Alright, so we can see 2Bs heading straight towards VXs and also surpassing them as well. Couple of sprays being taken out to maybe, and I think he's heading towards Batman over here. Dilla taking out Apex, and Dilla taking out Sean as well. Beautiful. And with that, Team X4 has been eliminated, guys. We're down to last 10 teams and 23 remaining. Team Weather Papa going at it against VXs. However, One Hit are also we're looking into the possible. Oops. Should have known that was coming. The zone is critically damaging at the moment, so all teams need to ensure that they hit into the zone as soon as they can. Not even the medkits are going to help you at this point. We can see 7 teams battling it out. It's going to be an open field of a battle, a little bit of coverage for a couple of teams. DXP being eliminated in the 8th position. Beautiful spray over here by Sadia, taking out Vicky and completely eliminating him as well. Still stagnant with 7 teams still and 13 remaining. We got Team VE, B6, Blitz, VX, 2Bs, One Hit, and T4s. Now one hit, they were able to secure a total of 7 eliminations. But then we weren't able to witness their performance in the previous matches, but right now they're actually showing proper performance just like we expected. And a beautiful single shot over there by Wolf, but let's see if he's able to connect the kill. Able to secure 10 eliminations in total. Beautiful. Probability of them having the chicken dinner is most likely But we've also got four more teams left out to that will be battling it out with our Alexis, so chances good. The chances are odd. A beautiful spray over here by Dilla. And with that, he was able to take down Team 2B's. VX is being eliminated as well. Dilla is on absolute fire at the moment. IGL as well as a fragger. Six eliminations in total. And with that, guys, just last two teams, VEs versus one hits. Who do you think would be able to walk away with the final chicken? Sorry, the fourth chicken dinner. And there you have it. Champions of the match. Let's give it up for one hit RLX. Well played. Well done. Alright, so let's give it up one more time for your fourth chicken winning dinners, guys. One hit RLX. Well done, well played. Let's see if they're able to keep up with the same momentum though, because we'll be heading into the last final map of the day. But before that, let me revise the stats for your winning team first. Let's move into your next stat. Alright, so we were winning team stats for match 4. We got Dilla with 7 eliminations, Grigor with 2 eliminations, Sadi with 2 eliminations, and Wolf with 4 eliminations. So with that, guys, they were able to secure 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 eliminations in total. And also, let's not forget the chicken dinner scores as well. Let's move into your next stat. Alright, so most valuable plates, none other than one hit Dilla with a total of 7 eliminations, 793 damage, and 2 assists, 247 healings. Well done, well played. Let's keep up with the same momentum. Let's move into your next stat. Your top players for match 4 hashtag 5 stands Maskman with 3, Pega stands with 4 eliminations, Scout 4 eliminations, Wolf with 4 eliminations, and Dilla with 7 eliminations. So there you have it, guys, your top players that have been laid out for match 4. Let's give it up one more time for Dilla, Wolf, Scout, Pega, and Maskman. Let's move into your next stat. Alright, so your match ranking so far for match 4, we got SSLs and Takers with 1 point, Origins Esports and T4 Savage with 2 points, along with EQZs and FRS Girls with 2 points as well. DXBs with 3 points, Arcazes with 4 points, X4s with 4 points, EQZs with 4 points, Sons of Lions and TLQ Esports with 5 points each, Blitz Esports and 2B Esports along with Weather Papa with 6 points, VX Esports with 7 points, hashtag 3 stands V Bravo 6 with 10 points, and hashtag 2 stands VEs with 12 points, and hashtag 1 stands none other than your one hit with a total of 25 points. Now would you look at the gap between hashtag 1 and hashtag 2 then and there itself. Now let's move on to your top players upon concluding all 4 matches so far. Right, so hashtag 5 stands Woods with 9 eliminations, hashtag 4 stands Oscar with 8 eliminations, and hashtag 3 stands Kamis with 11 eliminations, and hashtag 2 stands Pega with a total of 11 eliminations, and hashtag 1 stands the unbeatable with 12 points. Right. So moving on to overall standings, LF EQs is with 6, Untakers with 7, DXBs with 10, along with FRS 10, Team X Forces with 10, EQs is 11, ISSL 12, T4 is 14, Origins 20, number 1 with 21, 2Bs 21, VX 24, L7 26, Alcazaz 26, Blitz with 30, WPs with 32, One Hit with 33, B6 34, hashtag 3 stands Sons of Lion with 35, hashtag 2 stands VEs with 43, hashtag 1 stands TLQ
It's 50 points in total. Alright, so today's schedule we saw match 1 and match 3 being devoured by TLQs, match 2 being dominated by Blitz, and match 4 an unforgettable comeback over there by one hit with a total of 25 points. Now let's see if either of these teams will be able to battle it out and stay ahead of the game, bringing out the same momentum for the final map of the day, which is everyone's favorite, Erangel. But before we head on to Erangel, let's head into a quick short break so that we can provide the refreshments that each and every one of these soldiers require.
Welcome back, everybody, for DRG's Paid League Season 10. And for those that don't know me, it's your girl JLo. So, we witnessed, four of the matches being concluded back to back wins, unexpected wins, and that was solo chicken dinner wins as well. Let's emphasize on that as well. So, next up will be the deciding match upon the conclusion. That's when we will be actually, be able to witness who have actually played out their best. So we witnessed a couple of teams that were actually at the top of the leaderboard, but once we've actually roll out the final match, that's when we'll get to know which team will be still staying ahead of the game, because the table may flip any moment. The teams that are at the bottom might be able to rise about to the top, and the teams that are at the top might be able to go back to the bottom as well. So the deciding match is what we are witnessing right now. The playing pathway has already been created, and we're down to just 20 teams at the moment, with 80 remaining. So it's going to be a diagonal plain pathway cutting all the way across military base towards hospital. We can see about three teams that are already heading towards the southern part of the zone. Got the Souls, we got the B6s, we also got WP, and ISSLs might possibly be heading towards their usual destinations, which is towards Ferry. Alright guys, so the first circle has already been encircled in. As you can see, most definitely I think we might be able to witness a battle, most possibly around in George Paul. Um Perhaps around in Farm, definitely in Farm for sure. Let's see who would be able to get the first knock, the first blood for your final map, the final match. DRG's Paid League Season 10. And CX Forces heading towards the right side of Judge Paul. Meanwhile, we can see Team with the Papa heading towards the left side of Judge Paul as well. Judge Paul seems to be highly congested these days. Alright, so a couple of sprays, and Oscar and Joker will be battling it out, guys. The first battle would be between Team with the Papa versus Team X Forces. And there you have it. Swaggy EQZ is being eliminated, and oops, almost had Oscar over there. See, would it be Joker or would it be Oscar? What and play over there. Unfortunately, Joker did not witness, what was standing right ahead of him, and with that, he was eliminated early on itself. So it's gonna be a four versus a three-man situation that we're about to witness in the side of Churchpole. Would it be Team X Force or would it be Team Weather Papa? Drop your predictions down in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and show your support. Each of these teams need your support as much as possible. You can see Akazayas are going against EQZs at the moment as we speak. Whereas Origins Esports will be going against DXBs one more time at the usual location where they always fight, Water City. Now let's see which team would be able to walk away from what we're about to witness over here. Maybe team origins. Oh, there you have it, guys. EQZ is going against Alcazar at the moment. I believe this is a round in Pochinki. And with that, Alcazar was able to get knocks after knocks. Ooh, a little bit of toxicity over here by Ruby, taking out cracks with punching out. Not sure what the toxicity is for. The last man standing for Alcazar would be Callum himself. Let's see if Callum would be able to, show us. Whoops! Itachi goes down, guys. Callum is avenging for his friends over here. Let's see if he'll be able to give us a 1v2 now. If he would be able to, that's. Oops, unfortunately he wasn't. And with that, team EQZs have been eliminated in the 20th position. We're down to last 19 teams, 74 remaining. Let's see, 4K Freeze has been knocked out over here. Still stagnant with 19 teams, and the first team to be eliminated would be Team EQZ themselves. So we do have 19 more teams left out to be played. Let's see who would be get eliminated in the next couple of minutes. Not many fights are happening early on in the map of Erangel. After all, it is the final map for your DRG's Aid League Season 10. And there you have it, guys. Water City has its first knock, the first elimination by Origins towards DXBs. And we can see Antekus most definitely might go against X Forces one more time. Not actually many of them are having any fights at the moment. We can see WPs are walking out in the complete open, unaware of Team X forces, and Oscar. What? Oscar was knocked on a beautiful shot over here by Asia against Tommy. So last two men standing for Team X Force would be Dice or Dizzy and Batman himself. And they have no way of escaping because Team Weather Papa is right behind the tails of Team X Force, making sure that there's no any pathway for them to even call it an escape. And the zone closing in a minute left as we head on straight to stage 2 of the safe zone. Alright, so we can see Antake who's going against ISSLs at the moment, completing mini off. Jimmy taking out Sane and taking out Aiki at the same time with a machine gun. Let's see if the grenades connect, and here comes Oscar's grenade. Unfortunately, does not connect and dies. I think Oscar's not really aware as to where exactly the locations are. And here it is, guys. Dies taking a beautiful grenade over here against Oscar, and Weather Papa coming out in the open as well. Team X Forces Dice is on fire, confirming one of the members as well. Let's say it's up to last man standing for Team Weather Papa to save the day. Grenades after grenades, and here comes the grenade. Unfortunately, it doesn't connect towards any of the X-Force members. And here it is, guys. A grenade coming out by Batman. Let's see if the grenade connects towards Asia, and down goes Asia with that Team Weather Papa, who were taken off early on itself as the third team to be eliminated on the map of Ferrangle. All right, so most definitely there's going to be a third party situation in Water City for certain. We can see Akazaz leaving out Pochinki and heading straight towards Gatka as well. Meanwhile, if Farises are heading towards Gatka, I think they may have seen the solo man that's actually in Gatka. The fight is surreal, guys, and Gyro taking out Tony, confirming Tony as well from as far as goes. The Ginny taking out a beautiful grenade knock over here against Trixie. The Water City fight hasn't been concluded yet, guys. It's gonna be, and here it is, Toxic being knocked out. I think Toxic shouldn't have rushed in there just like that. And here it is, guys. AJ coming on for the rush. AKM versus S12K. And what? It was a UMP. And with that, Zero was able to secure the eliminations. So Origins Esports securing three eliminations in total, and with that, Blitz been eliminated by the girl squad. I just hit a mosquito. Okay, that was a little bit of a commercial break on there. Right, so T4's being eliminated, and we're down to the last 15 teams, which is 48 remaining. Paris is most possibly get in a fight against the team VXs at the moment. Yep, VXs are looking into if there's any possible shots that they could go against and take the fight here at Gatka. But meantime, we also got the ISSLs lurking behind them as well. And Origins taking out another one of the members, and with that, Team DXBs have been completely eliminated. And we got VX's Sham over here, trying to get a couple of eliminations against Lucifer. And see, Pablo has been knocked out and eliminated early on. And we are down to 14 teams and just 45 remaining. Vicky taking out Dies. Esports Ashi may have made a wrong move coming out in the complete open just like that for the vehicle, I believe. However, we can see Doom has been knocked out as well. It is an open field of a battle fight, unless of course Soap decides to give the fire that he could. It's gonna be a duo versus a duo situation that we are currently witnessing here between ISSL versus VX Esports. And see, last man standing for Team X4 is trying to play it out really safe, holding on to very safe locations that none of the teams might expect him to be there. You can see Accepts going against Team VEs. RLX is holding on to the higher grounds that enables them to have the most advantage at the moment. You can see ISS Lucifer taking up VX Soap. And Sham taking out Lucifer out, Doom taking out Soap out with a vehicle elimination right in there itself. Completing the confirmation for Team ISSL's last man standing would be Doom. Still stagnant with 14 teams. In about 2 minutes, we'll be heading into stage 4. Now, trust me, it's kind of less entertaining, to be honest. But mind you, the minute we hit stage 5 is when you'd be able to witness absolute domination being played out by each and every one of these teams. We can see Akaza has taken out Doom, and with that, Team ISSLs have been completely eliminated in the 14th position. So that means we are down to the last 13 teams, which is 38 remaining. Couple of shots being fired against Wolf over here. And there you guys, what? He just came, he just conquered. And just let that Sons of Lions goat. He's definitely showing his goat movements over there. Confirming an elimination. We're still stagnant with 12 teams now. And just 36 remaining. We can see one hit's going against BEs at the moment, taking out Chris completely. So that leads them to just have two members standing, Dima and Vicky. Seems like the zone will be closing into Pochinki at the moment. From the looks of it, we can see a couple of teams are actually still outside of the zone, and they might need some time to, head into the safe zone as well. Now, none of the teams are actually, having any intentions of stepping straight into Pochinki, but yeah, let's see how it's going to be played out. If they do, it's going to be a hell of a pool bloodbath. Right, so we can see LF Arcas as most possibly, yes, they are going in straight for a fight over here. Already securing 6 eliminations, and they are heading straight into the VX's lair at the moment. And here it is, guys. Ruby not really aware as to where exactly Sham's location is exactly at. And there you have it, guys. Ruby trying to take the knock over here. Let's see. And with that, VXs have been completely eliminated. So we'll be heading straight into stage 4 in about a minute left. We're down to just last 11 teams with 33 remaining. All right, so RLX is moving on, and I think they have actually they've noticed where Batman is exactly at. All right, so if you take a look at the leaderboard, we can see ISSLs were dominating with 6 eliminations already. However, they were not able to, maintain the momentum that was required previously. Henceforth, we can see Souls are leading with 4 eliminations, and Alcazaz right behind. I mean, leading the tabletop at the moment with a total of 7 elimination points so far. And there you have it, guys. 2Bs going against Team Souls, and I'm not certain as to what he is doing over here. Yeah. I think Pochinki is not that heavily congested at the moment, and the 2B Esports maybe is having a 1v1 go at the reconnaissance of Pochinki. Let's see, guys, and the grenade actually connects. My goodness, beautiful. Kami is, well, there's a reason as to why Kami is on top of the uh, top players list, isn't it? Now he is well known for his legendary use of grenades and being the last man as well for his team. Down to last 10 teams, guys, with just 28 remaining. L7's over here, definitely in a really good position. However, out in the complete open as well. We got TLQs, VEs, Souls, B6, one hits, Akazaz, L7, Origins, Team X, and FRS. Standing so far, let's see who would be able to secure the final chicken dinner. And that will be the deciding match for all of these teams. Some may, the points may vary. As a B6 as a whole. holding on. There was a little bit of a connection issue. Alright, so with that we can see Team X forces have been eliminated, guys, and TLQ is going against the FRS girls at the moment. You can see Keisha has been knocked out, however the revive is happening at the moment. And L7 Snakes going against Akazaz at the moment. Let's see if they would be able to confirm the kill though. And what? Sons of Lawns, the last man is on fire, complete fire, guys, taking out one-hit members as well. We can see L7's dominating towards the higher ground, holding on to the higher grounds of Pachinki. It's still stagnant with 9 teams, however, the remaining count seems to be lowering each second, each minute as I speak. Alright guys, so VEs are going against the FRS girls at the moment, confirming Keisha at the same time. So that leads to just 2 girls standing for the team now, and meanwhile we can see one hits coming straight at L7s. Let's see. They can take a complete rotation from right below ahead of them. Then they're aiming straight for the zone. As you can see, one of the members are Akaz's members have been taken for the zone, and Ginny goes down as well. So it is up to Dion to save the day or break the day, guys, and down goes Dion as well. I think Vicky just performed a 1v3 over there. 4 eliminations already for Team VEs, and we can see Dilla taking over B6s, and same time Grigor being knocked out as well. Woods having a complete overlook into the potential threats that his teammates are facing, and here comes Woods straight into saving his teammates members. You can see Woods along with Neo, and here it is, guys, the spray, and Woods goes down. A beautiful spray over there by Dilla. And Neo taking over the revive. Let's see if the grenade connects. And the Akazaz have been eliminated in the 8th position, guys. So we're down to the last 7 teams. Last 6 teams rather, which is 14 alive. It's a complete open zone. Hell of a battle that we're about to witness. The only whole squad remaining at the moment would be TLQ, L7s, and 1 hits with partially rather. We can see Origins have been taken out as well in 6th position, and we're down to last 5 teams with just 14 remaining. Would it be TLQ's, VE's, S Souls 1 hit, or would it be L7's? You can see Dilla has been knocked out over here by L7's Nick. And here she, well, that was quite fortunate. Scout taking out L7 Sub-Zero at the same time. You can see Dima taking out Aslan. And Wolf taking out L7s over here as well. We're still stagnant with 5 teams, and the remaining count seems to be stagnant as well. Now each and every one of these members are holding on to vehicles, positioning themselves so that they could actually use the vehicles as a cover. Smokes are being thrown everywhere, every possible where. Beautiful spray over there by Wolf. However, just a couple of more shots and definitely he would have been knocked for certain. I think he's making, the vehicles into a cover. We can see a spray over here by Dynamo. However, unfortunately, does not, give enough Ammo to locate the enemy per se. We can see Dima has been knocked out. Vicky will be going into a heal battle if worst case scenario he might go out of the zone as well. The wolf being taken out, knocked out as well. And here comes L7 straight into RLX's lair, guys. Grigor and Dilla might need to save the team member before he goes down. So last four teams, TLQ's V is one hit versus L7's. Now who do you think? Obviously L7's have the high advantage given that all four of their members are alive as well. Grigan is last quarter of HP and so is Wolf. L7's rushing straight at it here, guys, and taking out Wolf by beautiful grenade. Vicky goes out for the zone as well. Last three teams standing, TLQ, one hit L7's. L7's all four members line up. This is definitely very advantageous for the whole squad themselves. Every possible utility being thrown at one another, every possible smoke. Meanwhile, TLQ's last man standing is kind of peacefully holding on to his location whilst the two teams goes ahead for a fight. Smokes being thrown at everywhere. And Dynamo gets a grenade over as well that connects partially for him. You can see here she might go most possibly going for a heal battle just as I thought. L7s and one hits are going at it against one another, guys. Grigor being knocked out as well. Dila last man standing for team one hit, and here comes L7 completely trying to take team one hit. And here it is, guys, the 1v1 situation. Would Dila be able to? And he was able to. Let's see if he's able to connect and confirm the kill though. And here comes the spray. Beautiful spray over here by Dila. One more time, Dila is completely dominating over here, guys. Let's see if the grenade connects. If it does, and it's absolute domination for Team Dilas. And the grenade connects. Hey, she was able to give a grenade confirmation over there. Molotov's been thrown and another grenade over there. And with that, a beautiful grenade was executed over here by Dila. Dila is literally on fire right now. I do not know how he was able to, get into the zone. A couple of more grenades being thrown. One more grenade and definitely Dila will be having the upper hand. It's going to be a one versus duo situation, and here it is, Dila going in for the rush. There you have it, guys. L7s were able to take out one hit. So with that, it's going to be just TLQ solo versus L7's duo. It is, guys, one more time the same situation as we witnessed before. He's running in for the rush and unfortunately was not able to keep up with the same momentum. And L7's a beautiful, phenomenal performance over there with that they were able to secure the final chicken dinner. Right, so let's give it up one more time for your winning chicken team, guys. Legit 7 L7s. Now moving straight on to your winning team stats. Dynamo with a total of 0 eliminations, Epics with 0 eliminations, Snake with 6 eliminations, and Maskman with 1 elimination. So there you have it, guys, your winning team stats. Team L7. Alright, so let's move into your next stat.
I'm for certain there's some sort of technical issue at the moment, so let's all bear with me till we head on to the next start. Alright, so we have the second runners up over here, guys. Straight up, let's move into the winning teams. We got Sons of Lons with a total of 38 eliminations, placement points of 9, and a total points of 47. So there you have it, your second runners up. Let's give it up one more time for Sons of Lions. And your runners up, we got VE Esports with a total of 33 eliminations, 18 placement points, and that leads to a total of 51 points. So there you have it, guys. Your runners up stats. Let's give it up one more time for VE Esports. At the moment we've all been waiting for, who would have conquered the championship out of all. That was leading. Let's give it up for your champions, TLQ Esports, with a total of 2 chicken dinners, 35 eliminations, 26 placement points, and that leads to a total of 61 points. A phenomenal, legendary gameplay that was witnessed by TLQ Esports throughout the 5 matches that we played out. Well done, well played. Let's keep up the same momentum throughout the more events. That's more to come. Alright, so moving on to your most valuable player, let's give it up for TLQ Scout with a total of 16 eliminations, 109 average damage, average assist of 0.4, average healings of 213.6 for the conclusion of 5 matches. Well done, well played. Let's move into your next stat. Alright, so moving on to your overall top players, let's start from hashtag 5 as usual. We got Pega with 11 eliminations, Snake with 12 eliminations, Wolf with 9 eliminations, Kamis with 15 eliminations, and Scout with 16 eliminations. So there you have it, guys, your overall top players. Let's give it up one more time for Scout, Kamis, Wolf, Snake, and Pega. Well done, well played. Let's move into your next stat, your overall standings. Let's start from the bottom to the top. We got EQZs with 6, Untakers with 10, EQZs with 12, DXB 12, FRS with 12, X4s with 15, T4s 16, ISSL 18, 2Bs with 24, DRGs with 25, number 1 with 25, VX with 26, Blitz with 31, WPs with 34, Akazes with 35, B6 with 37, L7s with 43, 1 hit 43, Souls with 47, and hashtag 2 sounds VEs with 51 points, and hashtag 1 the champions TLQs with total of 61 points. So that's your overall standings so far being laid out for concluding all the 5 matches that was played out. So today's schedule, we can see match 1, match 3 being dominated by TLQs, match 2 being dominated by Blitz, and match 4 an unexpected chicken dinner over there by 1 hit, and match 5 another unexpected chicken over there by Team L7. So that was the schedule for today for DRG's Paid League Season 10 and the prize pool of $100 at stake. So that comes to the end of
very paid league of DRGs. So let's stay tuned for more events to come across. Thank you all for participating. Thank you so much for the soldiers that gave us the entertainment that we required, and thank you so much for the management team as well for hosting such wonderful events. Let's not forget um the powerful performances we witnessed throughout. So signing off temporarily is your girl JLo.